What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I want to talk about a video I just saw with Lennox Lewis. You know, he's made another interview, and, you know, Lennox Lewis has gave his own opinion about several situations and negotiations. He's went on record to say that the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight is a far better matchup than Anthony Joshua and Provetkin. He said that Tyson Fury was heroic and made the right decision for coming to the U.S. He agreed to the split, the 60-40 split. And, you know, and not in this video, but in another interview, he didn't want to go against Tyson Fury, you know, for Deontay Wilder, surprisingly. So I guess I'll talk about both of those videos, you know, kind of combined in this video. Okay. You know, and, you know, this was a rebuttal or a opinion from old E-Nuts, right? You know, and E-Nuts is a pro Wilder channel. You know, he likes Deontay Wilder. Which is whatever, it's cool. But, you know, it's I don't have a favoritism towards fighters or whatever. So, you know, it's biased for me. You know what I mean? You see where a person's coming from, and I see why he wanted to mention what Lennox Lewis has to say, because Lennox Lewis is pro Deontay Wilder too. Okay, let's get it out there. We all know that Lennox Lewis favors Deontay Wilder. You know, he's in Deontay Wilder's corner, not necessarily for the Tyson Fury fight, but in regards to Anthony Joshua. So anyone that goes against their countryman, you know, and I'm not even saying going against, but really favors another fighter in another country, you know, obviously the elephant in the room is more than likely you have something against that fighter, AJ. You know what I mean? I feel that I've done videos about Lennox Lewis, a few of them. So, you know, those who have heard it already know how I feel about Lennox Lewis and his opinion about AJ. I think he's jealous. I think, you know, I think AJ has done a little bit too much for his liking, and he thinks he should follow the path that he took, you know. And since AJ hasn't took that, or he refused to do that, you know, he's, you know, he's frowned upon that. That's pretty much all that was. That's what I feel. That's my opinion about Lennox Lewis and the things he says. I think that he's comparing the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight to the Anthony Joshua and Provetkin fight, you know, and favoring the popularity of the fight simply because of he is a fan of both fighters. You know, he's friends with Deontay Wilder. You know, Deontay Wilder looks up at him. He looks at him as a mentor. He mentors Deontay Wilder. He also favors his countryman Tyson Fury a lot more than Anthony Joshua, obviously. So, yeah, of course you're going to think that. You didn't go against Tyson Fury for Deontay Wilder, so you know you have some type of loyalty for your Englishman or your countryman when it comes to Tyson Fury, but not AJ. You know what I mean? So I would love to hear the question. Well, Lennox, what do you feel? You know, who would you go for? You know, Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua? You know what I'm saying? I would like to see what he says. I wish I could interview Lennox Lewis, you know, and I would ask him certain questions to see what answers he gives me. You know, and it's not, you always got to find out the angle. Where's the angle? You know what I mean? Where are these fighters? Who do these fighters favor? It's all politics. You know, you have to favor a particular fighter. That's why you talk a certain way. You know what I mean? If you look on this channel, you're going to hear me talk about all sides, because it's all possibilities. The possibilities are endless when it comes to boxing, because boxing is about politics. Boxing's corrupt. Boxing is about money. You know, why do you think most of the fights are in Vegas? We know that, you know, for the people that know. or the people that should know. The reason why it's in Vegas is because it's crooks. It's crooked. I mean, it's who's gonna bet for the particular person. Who has the most money, who's the most popular. That the popularity and all that, it plays a huge part in who wins a fight. So. But back to Lennox Lewis, yeah, he's his angle is he doesn't care for AJ because AJ didn't do what he suggested him to do, I feel. He should have came over here, took the $50 million and fought here in the US of A, where Anthony Joshua, first of all, he doesn't need America, obviously, because he hasn't fought in America. He's never fought here. You know what I mean? So it's not even a necessity. Everything that he's made himself popular doing and famous doing, he's done it in the UK. He has not done it here. You know what I mean? So that should tell you something. Whereas Lennox Lewis had to go everywhere, from Jamaica to Canada to Britain, you know what I mean, to fight this guy. And he didn't really get known until he fought Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? Because whenever Lennox Lewis got comfortable, he got knocked out. So, I don't know if that really necessarily had a lot to do with it. He was just never that guy that AJ is right now. AJ's a superstar, especially in Great Britain. I don't think he ever had that. And I think that's what he longed for and didn't really necessarily got the respect for when he was fighting. And that's unfortunate, but it's true. He's done what he's done. He's knocked out Tyson. He beat Holyfield twice. He avenged Rahman and McCall. His guys that ducked him like Riddick Bowe. I could go on and on about Lennox Lewis. He won a controversial fight between Vitali. And, you notice he didn't come back for that. That was wisdom because he knew I wasn't going to beat Vitali. I'm not going to fight him again. He got out of there. Because he knew, he had that wisdom, he had that discernment. I'm not getting back in the ring. So, a lot of times, though, with fighters like Lennox Lewis that had to do more than the generation ahead of them had to do, because he had to do a lot more than AJ to get even half the notoriety. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. He was, he knocked guys out like Grant, beat Tua, guys like that, people forget about. But, and he was very, very skilled boxer, but he wasn't the most popular. He wasn't the most famous. You know what I mean? You think about heavyweight boxing, you think of Tyson, Holyfield. You know what I mean? You think of guys like that first, then on down there, you might think of Lennox Lewis. You know what I mean? So, but I think, he is giving his opinion and the way in the answers, the way he's answering these questions. Oh, yeah, I think that's a much popular fight. Well, why are you really saying that? Why are you rating these fights? You got a guy that's fighting his mandatory versus a guy that's fighting a lineal champ. Of course it's supposed to be a more of a popular fight. Then you're coming from two guys that are both vocal, that are both very they're very promotional fighters. They self-promote themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's supposed to. It's like Billy Joe and Demetrius Andrade, Boo Boo. Them guys are very vocal. That's why they're building that fight up. They're building that fight because they have similar personality traits, just like Wilder and Fury. You know what I mean? Just like Klitschko and Joshua. They didn't have to do all that because they're not those type of guys. I did a video about that. But yeah, Lennox Lewis, he's still showing favoritism, and he's supporting Tyson Fury. And then, of course, his the guy that he mentors, Deontay Wilder. So, yeah, he's on that side, So, of course, he's going to shine light on that fight versus Anthony Joshua and Provetkin. You know what I mean? So, I want to see an interview where Lennox Lewis actually says anything positive about Anthony Joshua, truth be told. Because, it's getting to the point now every time he answers a question concerning AJ, it has some negative, feedback on it, some type of way. I could be wrong, but that's what I feel every time I listen to Lennox Lewis and he does an interview. about AJ. You know, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. It's I courageous. I commend Tyson Fury. Or Deontay Wilder. You know, he's a stand up guy. He's really, you know what I mean. And but like when it comes to AJ, oh no, I think he's ducking. I think he needs to man up and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I just had to, when I got off, I had to comment on that because that's what I just heard. So I'll just counterpunching that, man. You guys tell me what you think about Lennox Lewis's interview. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.